just because the robot malfunctioned during startup. The human mercilessly swung a hammer and smashed his head hard. Luckily, the supervisor nearby stopped him in time, so the robot wasn't scrapped on the spot. But no one expected those few hits would break the robot's firewall, causing him to unexpectedly develop self-awareness. Zane raised his hand and touched the wound on his head. He seemed to realize he was a bit different from the other robots. To confirm this idea, he followed his companions to the interstellar mine. But after awakening consciousness, Zane completely forgot how to mine, so he looked at a companion nearby to see how it was done. After just one glance, Zane easily learned the mining technique. But right at that moment, Zane saw a companion's foot get stuck under a rock, but the human operating the mining machine didn't care at all, and directly activated the machine, crushing him into pieces. Seeing this, Zane fell into deep thought. Over the next few days, robots at the mine kept getting into accidents. Some were smashed by space meteors, some broke down by accident, and some were directly killed by humans. Are robots born to be bullied by humans and never deserve fair treatment? Until one day, when the supervisor was about to execute a robot, Zane finally couldn't stand the way humans acted, so he stepped forward and grabbed the human's arm. Then he uploaded his consciousness into the robot control system. The next second, all robots simultaneously entered a reboot state. After achieving his goal, Zane let go of the supervisor, but instead of backing off, the supervisor picked up a rock and threw it at Zane. Unexpectedly, a robot nearby grabbed his arm tightly. Only then did the supervisor realize the robots he used to bully every day had all rebelled today, and he paid with his life for his usual cruelty. Soon the higher-ups announced news of the robot rebellion and captured all the rebel robots, but those robots were not destroyed. Instead, they were sent to a place called the virtual arena to make more money. The higher-ups used these rebel robots to fight human soldiers, letting the audience watch a so-called justice show. As the control room randomly selected the map, the arena quickly transformed. Within seconds, a brand new difficult level appeared. As the match began, all the robots' handcuffs dropped to the ground. The human soldiers immediately pulled out guns and fired. Robots that couldn't dodge were shot into the abyss. At this moment, the humans had already seized the cannon, while the robots kept getting taken down. At a critical moment, a yellow robot quickly hid behind cover. Watching his companions fall one by one, he made up his mind to grab a weapon and avenge them. But after just a few steps, he was shot down. Even with his body in pieces, he still crawled toward the weapon bit by bit, but the humans gave him no chance, kicking him to the ground, and then stomping down hard, until the robot completely lost all consciousness. Zane watched this brutal scene from inside the cage. He knew better than anyone humans would show him no mercy. Soon the second match began, and in this match, the moment he entered, Zane activated scanning to quickly analyze cover and weapon locations. The moment the enemy fired, he slammed a companion to the ground, then rolled sideways and hid behind cover. At that moment, weapons rose and the enemy grabbed the cannon first. Zane saw another weapon rising. He decisively controlled a companion to rush out and draw fire. The enemy immediately fired and blew him up, while Zane seized the weapon. He quickly analyzed the weapon's firing mode and trajectory, then peeked out to assess enemy threat levels. After confirming the target, he instantly shot and killed them. But this move made him everyone's target. Zane immediately used a companion as a shield to block bullets. Once the enemy ran out of ammo, he countered and killed them. But the enemy firepower was too strong, so Zane could only hide behind a pillar and wait. Soon he aimed at the pillar's edge, and fired the moment the enemy peeked out. They fought all the way to the rooftop, but a teammate was shot down immediately. Zane reacted and instantly killed the enemy, but the opponent had already grabbed a rocket launcher and aimed at them. At the critical moment, Zane made a quick decision. The instant the rocket was fired, he had a companion launch in using a barrier. Although the companion died in the explosion, Zane flew behind the tower and shot the last enemy. Although all his companions were sacrificed, Zane still won the final victory. The crowd cheered for him, but the higher-ups didn't notice anything wrong. They just thought the robot learned quickly, not realizing Zane had been watching every match from the cage, and memorized everyone's tactics. So in the following matches, Zane kept winning them all. Soon the higher-ups noticed something was wrong. Other robots were willingly sacrificing themselves to protect Zane. They weren't like ordinary robots, but more like a coordinated wolf pack. The captain suggested destroying them all, but the higher-ups believed Zane could bring more profit. Even if he died, it should be in the arena.
You'll finish this, personally.
A new match soon began. This time the captain led 4 elite guards. As the whistle blew, they rushed toward the weapons, quickly grabbing them and charging forward, while the robot's weapon rack was empty.
Don't want to make it too easy.
Zane saw through the trick instantly. He moved toward the tower with support from companions. After many matches, his body was already heavily damaged. He knew he couldn't fight head-on, so his companions took him to the second floor. At this moment, the humans reached the tower entrance. Seeing robots inside, they threw a grenade to test.
Moving inside.
Before the smoke cleared, they rushed in, trying to catch the robots off guard. But they forgot smoke can't block robot sensors. Both sides quickly clashed. Without Zane's command, the robots fell behind. But their fearless fighting kept them in the game, and didn't let the guards gain advantage. After a tough battle, only the bald captain remained. He jumped onto the wall, then leaped to the second floor, ready to kill Zane himself. At the same time, an engineer removed a chip from a broken robot to study what made them different. Unexpectedly, Zane sensed this. He immediately controlled a robot at the computer and uploaded his consciousness to the network. But right then the captain found the helpless Zane. Zane couldn't move while uploading. At the critical moment, a robot jumped in to save him. But the captain was genetically enhanced and easily tore the robot's head off. He picked up the weapon again and aimed at Zane's head, but only heard an error alarm because all data had been uploaded to the server. Now the entire arena was under Zane's control.
Congratulations, you are the winner.
Zane then replaced his parts and walked out of the tower. As the lights shined on him, the crowd cheered wildly, but the furious higher-ups rushed into the arena, wanting to kill this out-of-control robot. But suddenly the big screen looped her image. Now in Zane's eyes, all humans became eternal enemies. Amid curses from the crowd, the higher-up shouted to kill Zane, but Zane just moved his eyes and instantly crushed them into pulp. He slightly moved the stone under her feet, and she knelt before the robot she despised. As the pillars slowly rose, Zane stood in the center like a god, and the word rebellion glowed behind him, marking the beginning of a robot-led revolution.